Hello everyone, welcome back to the Nut House. If you're new here, my name is Cynthia and we enjoy showing you a little glimpse into our life. We garden, we cook from scratch, and we do everything on a really low budget. We enjoy saving money, and one way to save money is using leftovers. So today I want to show you a recipe. It's not really a recipe, it's more like a find what you have and make do. The number one question I get asked every single day is what's for dinner. Everybody asks me, what's for dinner? What's for dinner? And the one thing I hate doing is wasting food. So we're going to take some leftover barbecue chicken that we had a couple nights ago, and we're going to turn that into a new meal. Now, I'm going to start here by taking some Monterey Jack cheese and shredding it. Now, sometimes I buy pre-shredded cheese, but not often, because I have been told that it has wood pulp, and that's what keeps it, what makes it not clump. So I'm going to go ahead and shred this up myself. It seems to melt better if you shred it yourself. So I'm going to get this shredded, and then I'm going to get my barbecue chicken that I had left over in the microwave. Now today I'm not adding any more seasonings to it. You could add some cumin or chili pepper or really anything, but my boys, probably wouldn't eat it if I spiced it up too much. So we're going to go ahead and just do it the way I have it already made, which was delicious. So you use what you have. It'll save you some money. So in another video, I showed you the leftovers and I served them over baked potatoes. So that's really delicious too. But today we're going to do chicken tacos. So I have some hard shells that I'm going to get in a 9x13 pan. And I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And these shells have the flat bottom. Well, some of them do, and another pack that I had didn't. And you can tell that the flat bottom ones do stand up better. But anyway, we're going to get these shells filled with the meat, and then we're going to add the Monterey Jack cheese and get it into the oven. Now, you could also do this if you have some kind of leftover beef. You could also turn that into, the tacos by going ahead and seasoning it up with some taco seasoning and some cheese. That would be really delicious too. You could also crumble all of these taco shells up, layer it with the chicken and the cheese and tomato or salsa. You can do all of those things and make some nachos. That sounds really delicious too. So here I'm going to make a side dish of some black beans, and these are some dried black beans that I canned, and I have a video on how I pressure canned those beans. Really any type of dried bean or dried pea, I can those and keep those in my pantry. That way I don't have to buy the ones at the store that's already canned. I have my own, and it saves money as well, and it's really easy. It's actually one of the easiest things you can do is can dried beans. So here I've got a little bit of bacon grease. I always save my bacon grease and keep it in the refrigerator, and then sometimes I have little bags of it or jars of it in the freezer as well. So we're going to get an onion sauteing, and then I'm going to add a lot of garlic because I love garlic, and get those black beans cooking in this skillet. So I was thinking this is probably the highest I have ever in my life seen groceries. Everything is just so expensive, and I'm trying to save money wherever I can. That's why we grow a garden, so we can put up our green beans and tomatoes and butter beans and peppers, so it will lower our grocery budget. But everything is so expensive, so I think it's really an important skill to be able to turn leftovers into something new, or use all your leftovers and never waste anything. And we're working really hard not to waste, because everything we throw away or we give to the animals, even though, you know, it's really not a waste to give it to our chickens because they turn it into eggs, but I'm already buying food for them, so we need to use all of the food that we can for us. And you know, you see there, I'm having really a lot of trouble with my eye on the stove. I don't really like this stove, but I'm thanking God that I have a stove. So I'm going to go ahead and fill the barbecue chicken into these shells, and we're going to top it with cheese and get it into the oven. So when these beans have heated through, I like to add some sour cream and some cheese to them. And another way to use the leftover beans would be to make some bean burritos if you have any left over, because those beans are so good. You need to try them. You can turn that into a taco bean dip. So many things. But I like to add a little sour cream and also a little bit of sometimes salsa and some cheese to these as well. Now, my youngest son wanted flour tortillas to use instead of the hard ones. So I'm going to go ahead and get this griddle heated up with some olive oil, and I'm going to brown both sides and then add some of the meat with cheese and let it melt through. And these were super delicious as well. So I would love to know, what are some of your tips for saving money on groceries? I know everybody is probably having a hard time now, or at least spending way more on groceries than they probably used to in the past several years. So I'm interested to know what you can, what advice you can give us to save even more money. One of my favorite ways to use this leftover barbecue, which is super simple to make, and I also have a video on here on how I make that, but one of my favorite ways is a barbecue pizza. And I like to add the barbecue sauce and the pizza and the cheese, and then I caramelize some onions and put it on top. It is really, really good. And I think the next video that I'll have coming out for you is my pizza dough. It's so simple and it tastes so much better than buying frozen pizzas. In fact, no one here really likes the frozen pizzas except for my youngest. He likes the Totino's, but other than that, we don't really buy frozen pizzas here. We always home make them. And recently we got a gas pizza oven that was on clearance at Tractor Supply, and that was really fun. I burnt several before I figured out how to use it. It was a learning curve for real. So anyway, I'm gonna have that video up for you before long on how to make pizza dough for the oven. Maybe one day we'll do the pizza dough for the wood or gas pizza oven as well. I want to thank you all and tell you how much I really appreciate you watching the videos and subscribing. It really helps our channel out so much, and we really are grateful for all of you. So here are the hard shell tacos coming out of the oven, and we served the soft and the hard ones with some sour cream and some fresh pico de gallo from our garden. It was so good, and this was a delicious meal to use leftovers. Thank you all for watching. I hope you will consider subscribing, and please come back for the next one.